Everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to finish and mix this track today. I'll talk you through, speak over this a little bit as it's playing back, but essentially I need to get this finished as quickly as possible, which is why I'm going to film it so that I'm kind of accountable and don't spend days tinkering with it. This is a kind of fun piece for percussion, kind of a solo bass, and that's essentially it, and piano as well. No strings, no brass. And this is kind of ready to be mixed now. Got a couple of marimbas, xylophone, vibraphone. It's the first time I've used Clevgran's Skaka, which is a fantastic instrument. And this bass is from Trilian by Sonnox. An amazing sound. This is actually me just breathing. The mix is actually not too bad overall. It's in a pretty good place. So we're going to add some reverb eventually, but my kind of approach is always top down, so starting with kind of broad strokes, getting the balance and the panning right. And a bit of EQ, bit of compression. Sculpting the sound of it a little bit. I've written a lot of serious music for this ballet I've been working on recently, and it's been so great to write something pretty fun. First time the harmony changes in the whole piece. Very, very minimalist inspired piece. In fact, let me know in the comments if you can guess what the guide track was. See if I've done a good enough job of hiding that. This is all the top line. Cowbells, triangles, me clapping live. Okay, so that is the first kind of listen through. I think overall the mix is actually not terrible. Just got a few kind of EQ things to sort out, but essentially the balance is the most important thing, and adding a bit of reverb to stuff as well. So I'm just going to kind of do it section by section and talk you through my process. Oh, some creative decisions that I've already made. The marimbas are already running through, where is it? A delay. So that kind of decision has already been made. Those creative decisions are finished with. This is just mixing it now. Okay, so let's see where the panning of these are. I think I'm just going to move them maybe slightly further to the left and slightly further to the right, just to kind of put it in place. Move a little bit of separation. I'm going to bring this up a tiny bit. Okay, not much going on at the start there. We can come back to that later on. So you've already rolled off a little bit of bass. Okay, I'm just going to EQ this a little bit, a little rumble on the go. And the same So the high drum. Loads of low energy there that we just don't need to neaten up a little bit. What I'm going to do at this point also is just bring up the drums for the first few bars, then bring them down again so that the ear's sort of drawn to them and then they go back into the background. Leaves a bit of space for the high percussion that comes in. Okay, let's work on the bass a little bit. Brilliant sound from Trilian here. We're going to get rid of some of the mid. Roll off bit of the sub, tiny bit of the sub. Get rid of some of that boom. You know, there's a lot of energy in that frequency. And around about there as well. Just to get it out the road of other instruments that might be there. Yeah, it's just neatened it up a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, that's a bit of EQ on the piano. That's a bit of nice brightness there. Kind of boxiness, just going to get rid of a little bit of. There's Omnisphere organ sound. Already I'm moving around a little bit in the stereo field right at the back, widening it quite significantly. And what I've done in management is I've automated how far away it is. So towards the end of this phrase it starts moving closer. Okay, with the bass, I'm just going to give it a little bit of compression. Very, very light, just to level it out a little bit. Like 2.5, maybe 3. Next section. Need a little bit more marimba at this point. A little bit too much bass, perhaps. Not much, but a little bit. Excuse me. I still think a tiny bit more marimba. That's better. Maybe from here it just comes down a touch. It's a very quiet signal actually, I shouldn't really be having to add 5 decibels, but oh well. I'm going to bring up this breath a little bit just because it adds a nice kind of energy to it. Actually here again it can come down to allow more space for the other percussion. This is me clapping. I'm going to bring it up a tiny bit. Okay, I think that's good with that section in terms of sort of balance. Okay, I want to bring out more of that piano left hand. Is this part here. And again, more vibraphone. Just enhancing it a little bit, rolling off some low end. Marimba's a little bit lost. Again, a lot of low end you can just get rid of. Imagine, same here. I quite like the sound of the marimba itself, so I don't really want to muck that around too much. Gonna get rid of the low end, clean it up a little bit. think that extra piano helps. Again, so much low energy here, we can just roll off a lot of it. And similarly, I'm going to do the same on this other one. If you've got headphones on, you can hear a lot of that rumble. I'd say the whole thing's a lot cleaner now, perhaps. Okay, and then onto this final section, I'm just going to let it play through. This has got the bulk of the material in it, so probably take a bit more time to get right. I'm going to bring up the shaker a tiny bit here just because there's not much else going on around it. Not much top end going on, and then we can take it back down here again. Very resonant frequency, just going to pull that out. That already sounds, to my ears, quite a bit cleaner. Okay, so I think from this kind of second half, we can take this down just a couple of decibels. Our ears already been drawn to it, so we can just take it down a tiny, tiny bit, just like a decibel and a half. It'll still absolutely be heard. Actually, that's the first time this comes in, so I'm going to leave that. Okay, pianos, what are they up to here? Again, similar thing of just bringing them in quite a bit louder to begin with and taking them down. that inward breath again. Quite like the marimba at the xylophone actually. Actually, no. I'm just going to actually make the velocities a bit stronger. You can hear more of the syncopation now. Do the same here. Okay, something which I always do a lot of whenever possible is listen in mono. So I'm just going to set that up now. Just go to Utility, Gain, turn on mono. You can't hide in mono at all. It is reverb time. So I already have in this template, I should say this template comes from Simon Passmore, who I went to the RNCM with like a decade ago, and he makes the most amazing mock-ups on the planet. Go check out his channel. This template is from Simon, which I got from him, and in this I have put in my reverb, so of using Oxford reverb from Sonnox, and this very nice Altiverb. So we've got one which is handling the early reflections and one which is handling the late reflections and kind of blending the two. So let's start adding some reverb. Excuse me. I have a cold today apparently, so apologies if you're getting a very kind of congested voice here. So the first one goes to early reflections and the second one goes to late reflections. in the Altiverb. It's quite a long tail on it, but it's a beautiful reverb. I've already rolled off a lot of the low end of it as well. So here's just the reverbs on their own of the percussion, tuned percussion. Yeah, this works. Okay, high percussion next. Skip on. Kind of doing it to taste, really. And stopping so I can hear the tail. Okay, drums. Don't need as much as the rest. Okay, pianos. And it really doesn't need much here. I think I have too much on the melodic percussion as well, actually. That cowbell's maybe a little much there. Okay, and let's just look at now what I'm going to do on the mix bus. So I always mix into this SSL, which is set up. The ratios I'm using, just 2 to 1, very, very low ratio, very slow attack and very fast release. So this just glues everything together. And it's just taking away about 3 to 4 decibels. Maybe a bit less than that, actually. Okay, so then before that, I'm going to put in a little bit of EQ just to sculpt the sound a tiny bit. There's a lot of energy around about 200. Sweeping through. Quite like that. It's a bit harsh. off, kind of everything below 20. Get rid of that kind of sub-rumble. Just adding another EQ here. I'm using the sidechain, so it's not dealing with any of the bass material, so it's only being triggered by everything above sort of 200. Again, I'm going to use like a 3:1 ratio. Pretty fast attack, fast release. Fairly fast attack, fast release. Get rid of some of the lumps. Let's listen again in mono. There, I think that is about as much time as I want to spend on that. I think I'm pretty happy with where it's sat. I did that all kind of within an hour, I think, pretty much. As I said, I just filmed this really to make sure that I could finish it in a reasonable length of time and not muck around with it for days on end. So thank you for kind of indulging me. I hope you found that interesting, though. I hope I verbalized enough what was going on. Thank you so much for coming along. There's a lot more videos coming after this. I still need a title for this piece. So if you have any suggestions as to what you think this should be called, do drop it in the comments and let me know any comments or queries that you have about my process or how I created this piece. I might do a breakdown later on. And also, big caveat about this. I'm not a trained mix engineer. I am a composer who has to mix his own music. So all this comes from kind of my experience and some tuition and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So if you have any comments or suggestions about how to improve my mix, I'd always be grateful for any constructive feedback. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.